All right, the first question that we have is from Freckle. It says, if you want to solve the problem 80 divided by 10 by using a multiplication sentence, which sentence could you choose? And it gives you 4 options. So let's talk through this problem together. Okay, so I have 80 divided by 10 is the division sentence that they give us. I know that with division, I'm thinking that this is my total amount that I'm starting with. And this division means that we're dividing it into groups. So if I have 80 total and I'm dividing it into 10 equal groups, I'm trying to figure out how much would be in each group. So I know that 8 times 10 gives me 80. In other words, I could have 8 in each of my groups. And all together, if I added all these together, that would give me 80. You can double check my work. So you can add 8 plus 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 8. Or you can do 10 times 8 to double check that my answer makes sense. Okay, that checks out. So I have 10 groups with 8 in each group. So the division problem, my answer would be 8. Let's see how this applies to fractions. So again, 80 is my total. And I'm thinking 80 times what gives us 8? Because I should be getting the same answer if they're equal to each other. So I'm thinking of what would be 8 in this situation. And that's one of these groups. When I'm thinking about fractions, I can see that the 8 is 1/10 of all the groups. It's 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 1/10. I used this example because for me learning math, I like to try to understand why it makes sense, and I'm a visual learner. So for some of you, this might help. The other thing that we can think of, so if this felt confusing to you, another way of thinking about it is that fractions are really just division problems. So anytime we have like 80 times 1/10, if I multiply this across, I notice that it becomes 80 over 10, because I go 80 times 1 is 80, and then it's still the 10 on the bottom. And this means the same thing as 80 divided by 10. So something important to remember is that when we have a fraction, the fraction means the same thing as the numerator divided by the denominator. Let me show you a couple more example problems in case that is feeling like it's starting to make sense but still a little bit confusing. So, for example, if I have 2/3, how would I write this as a division problem? Try doing it on your own, and then I'll show you what I get. All right, let's see if our answers match. So this is 2 divided by 3. So I could write it like this. Or in words, 2 divided by 3. Let's try another one. How would you write this as a division problem? Okay, I would do 5, the numerator, divided by 10, the denominator. Or in other words, 5 divided, oops, I'm talking and writing at the same time, divided by 10. I think I'm getting better at multitasking, but sometimes it's still hard. All right, so now let's think about what this would mean with a problem kind of like the one we had before. So 5 times 1/10 equals the same thing as 5 divided by 10. This basically is our division part right there. I hope that that's helpful. The same student wrote me a second email asking another Freckle question, so now we're going to take a look at that one together. So we'll have a few more chances to practice. I got a second email that's explaining another question from Freckle. This one says 964 divided by 10 is equal to 964 times what? I agree. These questions are super confusing. It's weird to have division like this and then all of a sudden you're multiplying. Then it's like, wait, what is going on? Hopefully we can use what we were talking about before to now figure this out. So 964 divided by 10 is the same thing as 964 divided by 10 written as a fraction. And we can separate this out to 964 times 1/10. So now I see that that 1/10 is what goes in the blank over there. I really hope that this was helpful. Please continue to let me know if you have questions. Thank you for the questions and keep up with the good work. Bye.